Time for the Geek Show with Calvin today, joining us in Mohawk Studios with their brand spanking new lovely website as well, I've got to say. G'day there, Calvin.
Good morning, Wamm.
Good morning, yes. And just checking out the new website where you can check out all what Mohawk Studios have been up to and what they can do, the training and creative goodness that comes out from you guys. Very, very nice. And you put that website together, didn't you?
Yes, just been building it for the past couple of weeks.
Very, very nice. Go check that out.
Wrestling with JavaScript and
mohawkmedia.co.nz. But today we're talking about Mix and Mash competition. The winners have been announced, I think, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Tell us. Give us a refresher of what the Mix and Mash competition was about.
Well, the Mix and Mash competition is competition put together by Digital NZ, and it's part of the kind of open government and open data policy that we have in this country. And the idea is just to take open government data or Creative Commons licensed art and photography and resources, or stuff with which has fallen out of copyright, and use all of these things and stuff them together and make new works of art.
Okay. Does it necessarily have to be works of art, or could it be useful things?
Oh, well, okay. It's more about making new things. Some of these are almost like, they're tools. Some of the things are for finding walks around New Zealand and getting information on the walks. Others are just bits of artwork, bits of whimsy, bits of poetry, all sorts. That's the great thing about Mix and Mash. It can be almost anything. Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about some of the winners. Well, yeah, this is the big thing. Normally in these things, you kind of go from the lower prizes up to the big prize at the end. But the nature of this show, and we're never sure how long we're on. Let's go with the winner from the start. Yeah. It was judged by Professor Lawrence Lessig, who is one of the real good guys on the net. This guy's been fighting for internet freedom and internet independence for a long time. He's a big hero of Helen's of mine. And Helen was the other lead judge alongside Lawrence Lessig, by the way. Oh, great. Which is, and has been for the past couple of years. So his winner was a piece called A Grandmother by Candy Elsmore. And it was a video piece, basically bringing in little bits of text, old photographs, more bits of text, all laid on by hand in front of a video camera. And it was really beautifully done. The story Lawrence Lessig described as simple, clean, unbelievably compelling, and it won a $5,000 prize for making Lawrence Lessig cry. Oh. Isn't that sweet? Wow. Wow, something to evoke that much emotion. That's really special. Isn't it? I saw it, when because I was judging the photo remix competition, and obviously I was kind of, looking over Helen's shoulder as she was going for the rest. And, I was quite touched when I saw it. This is a woman whose mother was... great-grandmother was involved in the suffrage petition over 100 years ago. And for me, that was one of the great things about New Zealand, is, you were the first country to give women the vote. It was one of the things that made me very positive about moving over here a decade ago, was that progressive nature of your society. So, yeah, I thought it was a very powerful piece, and it really pulled together everything I think that is good about a lot of things that are good about New Zealand, a lot of things that are good about Mix and Mash, and a lot of things that are just brilliant about the idea that we should be able to share all this stuff. Because without these images being out of copyright or being available on Creative Commons license, these works of art would be impossible. Yeah, indeed. Well, that was the Supreme Creative Remix. What about the Supreme Mashup Prize? The Supreme Data Mashup went to 100 Companies by Alex Gibson and Graham Jensen, and it was a mashup that was a point to say interactively, what if, to scenarios like what if we did more tourism, or what if we doubled down on agriculture, or what if we mined our conservation estate. So that was a $10,000 award sponsored by the Ministry of Science and Innovation, and it's brilliant. It's great to be able to try out these scenarios. And these are things that previously only well-funded political groups or academic groups really got to try.
Right.
And now it's clear that because we've got access to this government data, ordinary people can play with it and do these things.
So the basic idea behind this was put in some some parameters for a certain sort of idea, and it would spit out an outcome.
Yeah.
Cool.
And let people, see what happened if you push those projections using some reasonable assumptions.
Oh, that's very cool. All right, what's up next?
Okay, next up is I really like this site. It's vinyl. It's to be found at vinyl-lionel.co.nz.
Great name.
And over at Vinyl Lionel, they've developed a mashup for visualizing how NZ On Air's music funding has been going for the 20-odd years now.
Wow.
So what they've got a timeline, and anyone watching in on the video screen can see this being played with here. And it shows all of the songs that have been funded by New Zealand On Air. And it shows them on a timeline, and it lets you wander around, have a look at them, get information on them. So,
and some of the tracks appear larger than others and in different colours. Like the red ones appear very large. What does that mean?
That means they sold really well, eh?
Ah, right. Huh.
So they're the better ones, and the small ones just sold, lots.
Yeah.
The little blue ones, they sold heaps and stuff like that. And it's a very good way of doing things. And if you click on them, it zips through to a YouTube video of that piece. So you can actually, if you're curious, you can go, oh, I'm interested in that. I'll go and have a look at that.
And who was behind this one? Because I've seen this website pop up on the radar a few times now.
I'll have to actually look that up.
Cool.
I don't have that name in my head.
To me,
right
that looked like the one-stop shop for finding every single funded New Zealand music video.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
All of that data is in there.
I don't think we've had a resource like that before.
No, isn't it great? You can look through all of the New Zealand funded videos for the past 20 years. And for the ones that have got an available YouTube video, you can go have a look at it
straight away.
Which
just
is
click on it.
Incredible.
Hey, that's brilliant. Vinyl,
you're off to play with that next time.
I am. Vinyl-lionel.co.nz. What a great resource. What about the best newbie mashup?
Oh, the newbie mashup was brilliant. Marielle Lungi has done a Maori dictionary for Android mobiles.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a mobile app built from Creative Commons licensed Terreo information. And isn't that fantastic?
Is that up in the marketplace now?
I believe so.
Probably would be. Just go to your Android marketplace, search for Maori Dictionary.
Yeah, and go to mixandmash.org.nz and follow the links through from there.
Okay. What else spins the wheels?
Right. What else have we got going through? Well, I'll zip on to the one I judged, because I was a judge this year.
Cool.
I got so annoyed last year that I couldn't enter because Helen was judging it, and it would have been a little bit, unfair. Had I won anything, it really would.
Yeah.
Be a case of,
Yeah.
You're sleeping with a judge. What do you expect? So no, I was. I'm very proud of this to have been asked to judge the photo remix competition this year, and there were some incredible entries. But the winner turned out to be a Polaroid from Uncertain Times by Chang Sin Wang, and this was a a composite photograph made up of images of Christchurch from different times, and it was made to look like a giant Polaroid. Reminded me very much of the front of Sergeant Pepper.
The album cover, yeah.
The album cover, yeah.
Lonely Hearts Club
and with lots of characters there. Good mix of black and white, old and new, black and white and colour images, people and things, and all the judges described it as very evocative and really an excellent piece of work, a really good photo montage. And once again, something that can only be done because of Creative Commons licensing and open government data sets, which is something which New Zealand really is leading the way. Especially with their declaration on open and transparent government.
Cool, and we can thank Digital New Zealand for that, I suppose, and Internet New Zealand as well. I imagine they'd have a big part to play. And it is, I guess, worth mentioning that the government holds data on behalf of New Zealand public. You know, I mean, we own the government. So
yes, it's our data, and we can use it.
Yeah.
And we can use it as we see fit.
Yeah, really good point.
And finally, I'd just like to close up with the student prize going to Casey Carcel. She put in loads of entries this year, and they were all really good. She's a Year 12 student from St. Margaret's College, and she sent in 3 really nice entries. She actually came in 2 and 3 when I was judging my 1, 2, and 3 in the photo mashup. They were that good.
Yeah,
and I just think it's great that you've got a student here competing quite happily with people who've been practicing their art for a long time and doing really well. I think this whole form of artwork, taking pieces of stuff, mashing them together, making new stuff. Students and the young, they're really good at it. They're not thinking all the time. Like, I've worked as a professional designer for years, so I'm constantly thinking, can I use that? Can I clear copyright on everything? Has anyone else done it before? Will I get sued? All of these thoughts go through your head on every creative decision, and quite frankly, it holds you back.
Yeah.
If you and kids, they don't care about that because they're not producing commercial material. They're not getting sued, so it's natural for them. They see something and they think that would look good in something else. They do it. It's like breathing. It's really natural to them, and it's lovely to see how well they're doing with the entries that we've seen. In fact, that was the thing that surprised me, well, not necessarily surprised me, but impressed me most about Mix and Mash this year, was the student entries were excellent. Many of them on a par with the main entries.
Cool. Well, check it all out, of course, over at mixandmash.co.nz and .org.nz, yes, of course, and the website for The Geek Show as well, The Geek Show with 2 3s rather than 2 e's.com. And we'll catch you next time. Calvin, thanks very much for that.
Okay, it was a pleasure. See you next week.
See ya. It's now